Okay. Hi, everybody. So this is exercise five. This is exercise, well, it's called exercise 5.1. And I'm going to model how to do the first one, number one. And then what I want you to do is to do number two, and then find a paragraph or several sentences at any rate out of your draft. And try doing this with a portion of your own paper that you're writing, essay two, all right? So here we go. Um, All right, so basically the idea, right, is you want the front end of one sentence to fit the back end of the other, of the previous sentence, or to put it the other way, you want the back end of one sentence to fit the front end of the next one. So here I have it, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to explode it. And what I'm going to do that is I want to be able to see the sentences more clearly. I'm going to separate them out. So notice how I'm going ahead and separating these out. Okay, my screen's very dirty. Okay, one more. So each sentence is sort of isolated. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and copy that because I don't want to, just to keep the original so I can always go back to it for whatever reason if I need to. Yeah, and so now I'm just going to go down here and copy the whole thing, and then I'm going to mess with the second version, and then I can always if I get screwed up, I can go back and look to how it used to be. All right. So now I'm going to read it. I probably could have read it all together, but so two aims: the recovery of America. And as I read it, the first thing to do is to just try to understand it, and not so much analyze it yet, but understand it. So two aims: the recovery of the American economy and the restoration of America into a military superpower were in Reagan's mind when he assumed the office of the presidency. The drop in unemployment figures and inflation and the increase in the GNP testifies to success in the first. But our increased involvement in the international conflict without any clear set of political goals indicates less success with the second. Nevertheless, vast increases in the military budget and a good deal of saber rattling pleased the American voter. All right, so it's about the recovery of the American economy and restoration of American military, and it's what Reagan was doing. Now, one thing I can do is well, I don't know how to explain what I do, but I'll just start. So what I notice is the first. Well, the first what? Okay, and that's the other problem. Well, if I look up here, I see that it's the two aims. Okay, uh, so how can I get those two together? Because this is one of them. Here, I'll highlight it, and it's the first what? It's the first aim. It doesn't say aim. You might add that I don't know. I'm just going to add it just to see what happens if I add it. Okay, so I think what it looks like I need to do is I need to get the two aims at the end of the sentence, and I need to get the first aim at the beginning. Well, maybe I can do this. Watch this. I'm going to do believe it or not, I'm going to do the second sentence first. I'm going to move this up here. Okay. So actually I'm going to say success in the first aim. So it's not at the very beginning. Well, well, now see, this is where I'm going okay, his success goes here. I'm going to move, so it's actually his, meaning whose? Reagan's. We'll try this first. His success in the first aim. And now here's the tricky thing is we're going to change this active verb testifies into a passive verb. So here's a case where, instead of going from passive to active, you do want to make it passive because that gets our topics in order. So we're going to put is testified here. I guess I won't, I don't know if I'll keep doing it in bold. I'll undo it. But so we're going to take this testifies and we're going to move it up here and call it is testified by, and now we'll get rid of it here. Whoop. And maybe we'll try putting a period there. Get that out of the way for now. Okay, by what? By the drop in unemployment figures and inflation and the increase in the GNP. Boom! Let's read that. His success in the first aim is testified by the drop in unemployment figures and inflation and the increase in the GNP. So now, can we get two aims down here? Well, you know, we could definitely get this. So we're going to move this. Yeah, okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to move this part here up front. Okay, so I'll just show you. I'm just going to leave that there here, and I'm going to put it so when, I don't want that in bold, just, I guess. Okay, when, look at that. When he assumed, when Reagan, let's put Reagan because we want to know who he is right away. When Reagan, we'll see, maybe we'll, yeah, because that's the first sentence, so we got to put him in it. When Reagan assumed, see how I'm using this, the office, actually, see, we could, just to show it more clearly, I'm going to go ahead and pull it right up there. When Reagan assumed, see, so I can cut and paste there. So whoop, let me try that again. There we go. And again, this guy keeps getting in the way. I don't need that. Sorry. Okay. I'm doing this as I go. I didn't plan this ahead of time because I wanted to show you, how you have to work, how even I have to work at it. Okay. I mean, I can do this pretty quickly, but I do have to work at it. Okay. So when Reagan assumed the office of the presidency, he had two, we could, and again, we don't necessarily have to get it right at the end. Two aims were in his mind. And then we put these two aims, what they are. So now notice that those two aims come at the very end. Not the word aims, but the aims themselves. And I think that'd work. We could see some other ways of doing it. So we get that there. And the way you'd get that double, that's the dash. The way to get that is just to type the word right after it and then put a space and then you get the dash like that. Okay. So now let's see what it looks like. When Reagan assumed the office of the presidency, two aims were in his mind: the recovery of the American economy and the restoration of America into a military superpower. Now, we can then move this up just to see how it looks. His success in the first aim is testified. Now, here's the deal. This is the first aim. Well, if that's the first aim, this is tricky. Do we want to go ahead and put this, the recovery of the American economy after the restoration of the America into a military superpower? Because that is the first aim. I don't know. Let's see if we'll think about that. I'm going to leave it that way for now. So let's go to the next one. Let's see. Again, I might come back to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and move it down. But it's better now, right? Because let's read it now. When Reagan assumed the office of the presidency, two aims were in his mind: the recovery of the American economy and the restoration of America into a military superpower. His success in the first aim, well, we know that's the recovery of the American economy, though we do have to go pretty far back into the sentence to find it. So I'm wondering if we should flip that, but I'm not 100% sure. But let's go ahead and do the rest. His success in the first aim is testified by the drop in unemployment figures and inflation and the increase in the GNP. But our increased involvement in international conflict without any clear set of political goals and deeds, less success with the second. Okay, so we want to get this. So I want to think something like this. But he had less success with the second aim